What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I've got the RM sitting here and yeah, after riding it for a bit over the Christmas holidays, and I've found a couple of minor issues with it, more annoyances than anything. So yeah, this video is just fixing up the few little hiccups I've got on the bike. If any of you are wondering, the bike's done 3.9 hours. So yeah, it's almost time. I'll probably drop the engine oil and while I'm doing all the like maintenance and stuff on it, check it out, being a fresh motor and all that, and then yeah, it'll be mint. I haven't even cleaned the air filter yet, it's not even dirty. Yeah, I'll get into the big parts box I've got here. So there's something funky going on in the carb. So yeah, the throttle still returns and everything. As you would have seen in the first ride video, the throttle kept getting stuck wide open. So yeah, that could be quite dangerous considering you're riding on some tight tracks and stuff. So I definitely need to get that sorted out. I need to pull the carb out. I'll probably hydrost on it, clean the carburetor, and make sure there's nothing going on the slide, and yeah, just have a good check through. I was also having some power related issues as well. So the bike had good torque, so that was all good, but when it got into the higher RPM where the power band should be coming on, there was just a big dead spot. So I didn't realise, I only just found out today, but you can see the reeds in the intake boot there, but there's this reed spacer which I thought was aftermarket, or I thought it was a torque spacer because I've seen them around, and apparently it gives the bike better bottom end, but I was wrong, and apparently this is factory, so I was meant to be in there. So that could have been the reason why I was having problems in power band and stuff, because the clearances and all that weren't right. Though I don't know if the reeds weren't opening properly, but yeah, I've got a solution to that problem. As you guys know, I said that I've got some Boyson parts coming, so they have finally arrived. So I've got clutch and ignition covers and the Boyson rad valve. So I'm super excited to get these Boyson parts on the bike, just make it look real factory, and then yeah, the rad valve, hopefully I get some good power with this thing. Alright, so I'll open up the Boyson boxes and see what's inside. So it looks like this is the clutch cover. So I've gone for the all black, just to match the powder coating and stuff. Yeah, but it's going to look real nice on there. And then in the other box I've obviously got the ignition cover. So yeah, it's nice. But the real piece that I'm excited to see how it performs is the Boyson rad valve. Yeah, the reason why I found out about that reed spacer is because on the packaging there you can see it says please remove stock reed valve spacer when installing your rad valve onto a 2006 RM250, and that's what I've got. So yeah, I never knew that, but obviously that's what it's for. So hopefully not only will this give me a better throttle response and more power and all that, but hopefully it actually allows me to access that power. And one of the most obvious things on the bike is there's no pipe on it. So I've got a bit of a story to tell. When I was riding down in Taihape for Christmas, I ended up falling off the bike and taking a pretty big crash, which was unfortunate, but I ended up breaking my ribs, just twisting the front end out, and I actually ended up denting the pipe, which is a bit of a bummer actually. Like, I've owned multiple bikes now and I've never dented a pipe, so for it to be on like a brand new pipe, and yeah, also a Pro Circuit one that I've spent like nearly $500 on, so yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for that to happen. So for the pipe now, I've managed to source a Pro Circuit works pipe, and man, does this thing look cool with all the heat treated welds and all that. So I was actually going to get a works pipe from the very beginning, but then the maintenance and stuff like wiping oil on it sort of led me away to getting the platinum. But then I dented it and then I was like, screw it, may as well get it now, because I'll probably never end up getting another pipe for this bike. Yeah, managed to find a works pipe. So yeah, this thing's gonna look so cool mounted up, especially with those Boyson side covers. And now for the last bigger item, is a set of works connection radiator braces. So I planned on getting these before I actually rode it, but then yeah, I didn't end up showing up before I had to leave. But they're here now, so they mount on up there, they're down there, and then they go and mount onto, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, just here where my finger is, there's the mount, wherever I put the other tank, that mount there which bolts onto the frame and through there. And that's another thing, tank actually has been leaking, so it's been leaking out this bolt hole here, and as you can see there's like oil and fuel build up here, and it's actually started to peel the graphic off. And if you peel that back, you can just see all the, like that's just all oil and stuff, and that's not going to stick back down. So I've actually bought a new tank, so yeah, we'll have to get that put on. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer because and the tank actually isn't mounted down at the moment. Both threads on each side of the frame stripped out when I was putting the bolts in for the tank, so I'm going to riv nut those, and then yeah, we'll be able to get the tank bolted down properly, and then now the radiator braces, which will be nice. So now I've given you guys an update on what parts are going on the RM now. I'm going to get to pulling this thing apart so I can get that frame riv nutted, and then we can start the reassembly sorter so we can get all the pipe, get the carb off, have a look what's going on inside there, and get the reeds on while it's apart, and then we can take the both side covers off. Yeah, then hopefully it runs a lot better than what it did. I'll chuck you guys on a time lapse and we'll get stripping this thing apart. So there's a better look at where it's been leaking from. There's that like nut has been like, I don't know, plastic welded in. I don't know if there's been a hole in there somewhere and someone's tried plastic welding the hole up, but I've done an absolute meal of it. You can see the oil runs down here. Those there are the threads that have stripped out, so they're on both sides. There it is there, the other one. So for a riv nut, if you're not familiar, you drill the thread out, then actually I'll just show you, there's one there. So you drill it out, then it pushes through, and then you use a special gun, and then it mushrooms the end of it out here, which makes it tight in the hole or whatever you're obviously putting the insert, so it can't spin. And then the inside of that insert's just threaded. So for right now, that's as far stripped as I need to get the bike. So tomorrow I'm going to take it to my work, get the riv nuts put in, and then I'll update you guys once I get the bike back. I'll show you the riv nuts, and then yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I'm going to actually have to pull the whole subframe off so I can get the carb and the reeds out easier, but that's right. So I'll pick up the camera when I start reassembly. So I've just pulled the carburetor off the bike, and look at the slide. You can see the gouges out of it, so I think that's from the vapor blasting grit. Yeah, it's not really ideal, and you can see down the bottom the actual coating's they started to peel off. So I'm going to have to get a new slide, and then I'm going to ultrasonic clean the carb, so I'll get that stripped. Now we just have to undo the bolts holding the stock reed cage on, and then we can install the Boyson rad valve. So I've got the ultrasonic cleaner here, so we just put the bigger parts in this tray here. And then we'll put the smaller parts in a little container. Right, so 30 minutes is up now, and the parts have finished in the cleaner. So as you know, I had it vapor blasted, so I'm not actually trying to clean the outside to make it look nice. I'm just trying to make sure there's none of that sandblasting grit left in it, because as you saw the slide, I think that was the issue. So hopefully that works. So now I've got the carburetor all hydrosonic cleaned. You can get the carb all put back together now, and then we can start putting everything back on the bike. I'm going riding this weekend, so I'm just going to run with the old tank and then just like only fill it up to underneath the that nut so it won't leak. Right, so got all the Boyson parts on now, so both engine covers and the rad valve. And I reckon that just finishes off the engine. So now we'll get the new works pipe mounted up, and then we can start piecing everything back together. You guys haven't seen the next project build, but for a bit of a hint, I borrowed these parts off it for the reveal. So I've bought your new exhaust hanger from the front and from the back. We can finally get these works connection radiator braces mounted up on the bike now. We have the nutserts installed into the frame. So I'll open them up and have a good look at them. So by the looks of it, from the instructions supplied with the braces, we actually have to get the tank mounted back up onto the bike. So now with the tank sitting there, that space is taken up down there at the mount. So if we grab one of the braces, you can see it bolts up through there, and then down there with the radiator shroud bolt, and then back there with the tank bolt. So now we have the top bolt, the tank mount bolt and the radiator lever installed again. We can now bolt the right hand radiator shroud back onto the bike. Sweet, so the right hand side of the bike is all finished up now. We've got the radiator brace installed, so now we just got to complete the same for the left side. So the bike's finally together and it's finished pretty much. Everything's done to it, minus put the new tank on, but all it needs is a clean and then the new graphics put on, and then the RM's finished for, well, until something happens to it, but it's finished for good. I love the look of the works pipe over the platinum as well, and in the sun it'll even look better. The new reeds, the covers and the pipe have just made that engine pop just that little bit extra. Yeah, and hopefully it runs good too with the pipe and the reeds. I might need to lean it out. In the manual that came with the reeds over there, it says you might need to go 1 to 3 sizes leaner on the main jet. So we'll see how it runs, but for the most part it's done. So now I'll take it outside and we'll fire this thing up and see how it runs. Alrighty guys, so as you've seen, the RM is alive again. So I've got the new pipe, Boyson side covers and reeds, and the works connection radiator braces. I still need to get the tank mounted on and the new graphics once they come in, but we're heading out to a local track here on the weekend, Maddox Park, so take the bike out there and give it a rip, which will be the next video, so look forward to that. And I'm really hoping it's going to power band with those new Boyson reeds, so might still need to jet it. We'll just have to see what happens on that ride, but yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know on how it went. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up and share with all your mates. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do that, and follow us over on Instagram, just motivatednz. See you guys in the next one. Peace.